Few in Lucknow knew the clean-shaven, model-turned-businessman Wafa Abbas, a Shia Muslim, until a year ago. With a few months to go for Lok Sabha polls, the 42-year-old has emerged as the face of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's outreach to Muslims in UP's capital. And he has a clear target. At least 20% of the Muslim vote from Lucknow should go to the Bharatiya Janata Party. It is an uphill task, he concedes. Muslims are generally scared of the BJP due to the false anti-Muslim perception of the party. My task is to change that perception, Abbas tells ThePrint. Through campaigns to distribute spectacles, facilitate free cataract surgeries and provide girls with free UPSC coaching, all especially targeted in Muslim-dominated areas of the city, which has an over 25% minority population, Abbas is trying to bring Muslims closer to the BJP, with himself as the intermediary. Traditionally, the BJP's outreach to the Shia community, which is estimated to constitute 15% of the around 14% Muslim population in India, making the Shias a minority within a minority, has been predicated on the community's religious leadership. Kalbe Jawad, the eminent Shia cleric from Lucknow, who is widely believed to be the cog around whom Shia politics in the country revolves, has hitherto been the face of this outreach. Dressed in a black flowing robe and turban and educated in Islamic studies in Iran in the 1980s, Jawad hails from the family of Ghufran Mab, the first Shia jurist in India who served in Nawab Asif-ud-Daula's court in Awadh in the 18th century. For Shias in India, Jawad is like the Pope. His political appeals to his community to vote for the BJP, therefore, have had as decisive a religious stamp as possible. Abbas, however, is distinct from the Shia religious leadership which has been cultivated by the BJP from the late 1990s. A Western suit-sporting entrepreneur who claims to barely give any attention to sectarian or caste differences among Muslims, Abbas fills the void of the modern Muslim face in politics. He says he can make Muslims vote as thinking citizens and not a religious minority. Abbas in some sense epitomizes the shift from BJP's own minority within minority politics to a new model of welfareist minority politics, where Muslims need to be convinced that while they will certainly not be appeased by the government, they are welcome to be part of its Vikas politics. But at a time when the BJP was rising to national preeminence in the 1990s through a fiercely Hindu nationalist campaign which derided the minority appeasement politics of the Congress, why was the Shia religious leadership coming closer to the BJP? Why have Shias politically been important to the BJP? And as the BJP makes rapid strides towards becoming a national political hegemon, does the numerically insignificant Shia community still matter to it? Lucknow, which holds a significant place in the historical, political and cultural lives of Indian Muslims, has had the misfortune of having a bloody communal history over the last century. Not between Hindus and Muslims, but between Shias and Sunnis. The city has been rocked with deadly riots between the two sects throughout the 20th century. Until 1856, Awadh, the northeast Uttar Pradesh region, was ruled by Shia kings, the Shah Nawabs. Yet they shared deep fraternal ties with Sunnis. Wajid Ali Shah, the last king of Awadh, for instance, would famously say, "One of my two eyes is Shia and the other is Sunni." However, with the ouster of the Shia Nawabs by the British in the mid-19th century, this relationship began to strain. The late 19th century saw the birth of the Sunni Deobandi and Barelvi revivalist movements, which not only began to theologically codify conservative Islamic practices, but also began to attack Shia beliefs and mourning rituals. Soon enough, Lucknow became the playground for deadly violence between Shias and Sunnis, and the Indian National Congress began to bow under pressure from the numerically dominant Sunnis. Shias, the erstwhile kings, suddenly had no political patronage. In post-independence India, the loyalty of the Shias was up for grabs. It is as early as the 1960s that you see some Shia leaders drifting towards the Jan Sangh. Haider Abbas Rizvi, a former state information commissioner in UP, tells ThePrint. In the 1967 election in the state, in Lucknow West, an assembly seat with a sizable Shia population, the Bharatiya Jan Sangh candidate Lalu Sharma defeated Congress's Ali Zahir, who himself was a Shia. Few people know this, but this was because a dummy candidate, Dara Nawab, was supported by Kalb Abid, who is Kalbe Jawad's father. He ended up cutting Zahir's votes. It was, according to Rizvi, the beginning of B-team politics. Meanwhile, riots between Shias and Sunnis would continue to rock Lucknow. In the aftermath of a particularly deadly riot, the Janata Party government had banned the Azadari or mourning processions, which hold immense religious significance for Shias in Lucknow in 1977. Friendless, the community had to wait for 21 years for a BJP government to be formed in the state under Kalyan Singh to have the ban on their most important religious processions lifted. This one move won over the hitherto politically neglected Shias for years to come. BJP leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lalji Tandon, Dinesh Sharma and most recently Rajnath Singh, who were all embedded in the local politics of Lucknow, were keenly invested in keeping the religious leadership of the Shias on their side. Lucknow's parliamentary seat, or the Lucknow West Assembly constituency with a sizable Shia population, came to be safe seats for the BJP. Now, if the Congress had organizations like the Jamiyat Ulema Hind, which was sympathetic to it, or the Shahi Imam of Delhi's Jama Masjid, both Sunnis, who would make appeals for the party, the BJP now could boast of having Lucknow's Shia leadership. The relationship, which has had some tactical advantages for the Shia community, has had long-term narrative-setting value for the BJP. The party's proximity with Shia religious leaders would help in demonstrating its truly secular credentials as opposed to the quote-unquote pseudo-secularism of the Congress. Shias by and large have been a very educated community and their rulers, the Nawabs, believed in all dharmas. Former UP Deputy Chief Minister Dinesh Sharma, who is known to personally have a lot of goodwill among Shias, told ThePrint. Historically, we never saw Shia kings berate Hindu dharma. Wajid Ali Shah made temples, Asif-ud-Dawla held Ram Leelas. In that sense, Hindus have always been close to the Shias, he says. Therefore, we have had ties with them since the days of the Jansangh. Over the years, support from the Shia leadership to the party has become increasingly formalized and direct. In 2011, Kalpe Jawad had called Modi a gunehgar of the 2002 riots. Now, he says only Modi and Yogi can help Shias. He gives open appeals to his community to vote for the BJP. There is a rush among the Shia clergy to prove the community's closeness to the BJP not just politically but also ideologically. In 2017, the All India Shia Personal Law Board passed a resolution banning cow slaughter. The same year, it passed another resolution asking the central government to enact a law on triple talaq, banning the practice. Meanwhile, Shamsi, who happens to be a cousin of Kalbe Jawad, created the Shia Gau Raksha Dal. In 2017, the Shia Waqf Board also went ahead and said that the disputed Babri Masjid land should be handed over to the Hindus. Because of all these visible faces of the Shia community aligning with the BJP, it has become a sort of unexamined truism in politics that Shias as a community support the BJP. But the narrative is largely smoke and mirrors. Most scholars and Muslim leaders ThePrint spoke to said that the religious leadership's hobnobbing with the BJP has little impact on the voting preferences of the Shia community. As pointed out by political scientist Hilal Ahmed to us, the BJP gets the same 8 to 9% vote from Shias as it gets from the rest of the Muslim community. But there is a looming crisis on the credibility of the clergy. In 2020, for instance, when Kalbe Jawad visited Kashmir days after a meeting with Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he was fiercely opposed by Shia leaders within Jammu and Kashmir who accused him of doing the BJP's bidding in the state. There are several other instances when the Shia community has felt attacked by the BJP establishment while the religious leadership has remained obsequious to it. The relationship between Shia clerics and the BJP started out as a kind of inferiority in terms of numbers and insecurity for the Shias, but it has now become a compulsion for the Shia leadership. They will go with the BJP even if the masses don't follow them, says Haider Abbas, the political analyst from Lucknow. Even as it continues to humor them, the BJP may also be aware of the increasing redundancy of the Shia clergy's support to it. During COVID, I was told by someone high up in the establishment that the BJP no longer needs Shias on the front now. Months later, the party's outreach to the Pasmandas began. This was told to us by a Shia writer from Lucknow. Therein lies the churn in the decades-old BJP Shia dalliance. Shias may no longer be the face of BJP's good Muslims, as it now seeks a larger support base through the numerically more powerful Pasmandas, who are extremely backward, lower castes within the Muslim community. The Pasmanda outreach, which the Prime Minister himself has spoken about, has ideological value for the BJP and the RSS too. Most Pasmandas, after all, are believed to have been lower caste Hindus who converted to Islam due to untouchability and exploitation. For this, the BJP has been cultivating Pasmanda leaders in a big way. From Shias to Pasmandas, then, is the shift in BJP's own minority politics from seeking the support of a minority within minority to seeking a much larger support base of Muslims through Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Do read my story on the Print website. Thanks for watching. This is Anya Dhingra.